guys, we got ourselves another tutorial on Lerys. I do remember someone requesting for a Lerys one. Definitely did one of the ones I wanted to get pushed out of the way. Lerys is quite tough and difficult because your RNG on this map is sometimes just crazy. I feel like I can get so many variations of this map, it's not even funny. There are a few key strong loops. I think they might be RNG dependent, but they are there. Now, majority of loops you'll get are ones similar to this, which are actually quite strong, believe it or not. There's a lot of open doors, yes, but there is actually lots of potential to this map. I mean, it's a very simple jungle gym with a window. But the key thing, like I said before in several of the other videos, and I'll say it in probably every single video I'm going to make, connecting your loops, guys. Connecting your loops. Lerys, and what can make Lerys extremely strong for survivors is if you can really connect those loops. So it's important when you are playing on this map to try and figure out your layout as soon as possible. Figure out what you have nearby. Right, you're always looking to buy time and gain distance. So you could be looping a killer around here, right? It's somewhat of a high loop, so you can see them at all times. They shouldn't really be mind gaming you too much. Try to make sure that you are forcing the killer in this direction. That's going to give you a quick access right into this fast vault, which would be great. Break away and cut through to keep gaining distance, but do keep in mind what you have access and what you are running around to. As you can see, we've come back around to another similar window on a pallet situation, right? And this is a little more unsafe and you definitely don't want to take the short side. You take the short side, 1000% you're getting mind gamed. You're definitely getting mind gamed. So make sure you are taking this longer side, if possible, cycling through, cutting through, taking the window, coming over more towards this one here. Now this place in here is one of the more stronger loops on this map, should I say. You can get a really nice RNG spawn, which I think we actually have, luckily, which you can make a killer go Bloodlust 3 on this very, very easily. In fact, I have a video of doing this against a spirit that I will probably bring up to show you guys as an example. But it's a matter of, you've got two windows and two openings. You can just cycle around with your killer, make sure you're cutting across in a sense of more of like an X formation, and depending on how the killer plays will depend on how you rotate between this. You say the pallet behind you, you can come back through and keep getting these fast vaults, keep making plays around, cutting around through this pallet. Cool, killer mind games, they follow through, right through to this window, right through to this one. This is another really, really strong loop. I'm not sure if it's guaranteed, but from memory and the amount of times I've played on Lerys, I think it is a guaranteed loop. It is quite a nice one that you can really cycle through and change it up. Just keep in mind you are looking behind you and paying attention to where the killer is, because they will mind game. When they do mind game, you can fake it and run around and have them cut across the top. You're like, cool, great. I'll come back around down to this pallet, come back around the bottom. Killer might have Bloodlust, come back through, take the window, right back into this loop. So this is definitely one of your more stronger loops on Lerys that you can find. Again, I think it is a guaranteed loop that will spawn, but don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but it is really, really strong, which you'll see in the example with the spirit one that I'll show soon. She's got a really good map. This is, yeah, probably a loop you shouldn't chase. Yeah. This is one of these really strong lineups that Lerys gives you. You get them every now and again. They're usually actually around about this spot. They're really strong. And extremely difficult to counter. Unless you just go Bloodlust 3 like this spirit. And I guess that's a quote-unquote counter. Or unless you get spun. Woohoo! Goodbye to your Bloodlust. Hey Spring, thanks to your tier 1. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Spirit, please. You're like literally throwing the game. You're throwing harder than a baseball player. And they throw hard. Stop! Get some help. Alright. We'll keep moving on to see what other RNG spawns we've gotten. This loop here actually is probably one of my favorite ones. There's no window, so maybe sometimes you might get a window, but it's just a really strong loop in general. Killers will really try to mind game this one quite heavily. The thing is, you can generally see over it quite well, so it's pretty hard to get mind gamed on this one. And the thing is that it's got a short side to it. So actually, majority of your killers will actually, from what I found, try to bloodlust this. They will really go hard on the bloodlust, which you can make a lot of easy fake plays and get them to double back across the loop. And it's a really safe pallet. So when they do commit, you can vault it. And even if they come back across, you then fake it, they'll double back. You cycle up the top, they'll come around. You can then, you know, if they're really committing for it, you can fake to come down to the corner here, then vault the pallet across and keep going. You'll probably eventually end up getting hit, but it is a really good loop that you can waste time on. This is definitely one of my more favorite loops on this map. God pallet that spawns here. It's pretty good. This loop's sort of similar. There are a lot of jagged edges that I find a lot of killers get stuck on. And I also find that a lot of killers try to, you know, mind game this loop. And this loop is actually pretty difficult to mind game because it is quite safe. So, another really good one. We'll keep going through. This one in here, not the greatest. I know that you can cut through and go for a window vault. That's generally what I'll do. I'll generally run through here, get the killer coming through, come through, take the window, and then either have a window in front of me with an oral pallet here to the left like I have, come back through, cut down, and probably give them the pallet. It's quite a long loop, which makes it really difficult to use, but again, if you're cycling through and linking loops together, you can come through and kind of save it, preserve it for later. One of your more stronger loops, though, is definitely this. A lot of people miss out on the potential of this loop, okay? This is one of Lery's strongest loops by far. By far is this one of Lery's strongest loops. Okay, right, the thing that makes this so strong, you've got a window, you got a pallet, you got good vaults from either way. You've also got this window. This is probably one of the most underrated part of this loop, right? This loop is actually really good, and this window makes it really, really strong. Okay, you might come to the loop, pretend a wraith is chasing me. He'll come through. You can either choose to fast vault this on the inside to confuse him, or cycle around and he's following you. Great, vault it. He vaulted himself, come back through, cut left. You can then actually cut left up the top here, fast vault this, which a lot of people don't do. A lot of people don't do this. It's really, really strong and really key to really fully utilizing this loop, right? You'll confuse the killer. You'll have a chance of losing bloodlust. If not, they'll come around the top, which is cool. Then you'll cut around the top here. You'll have a choice then going down the left side and coming across for a window fake, depending on how close the killer is. If you really come across and hug this wall after the chair and then cut through and run towards it, but then keep running, you're pretty much guaranteed to get a swing. Or you can literally just come through and then make a fake play up here, get the killer to double back down while you then cut across. He'll then cut across back to the top. You'll come through, keep going through, or maybe vault it. It's entirely up to you. Come back around, confuse the killer by cutting around at the top again. He's thinking you're going towards the pallet and, you know, going towards the safe spot. That's the thing with loops as well, is a lot of killers will think that you're gonna play it safe and always go to the pallet. Mix it up, come around the top to the place where there is no pallet. You've got dead hard, it's fine. You know, you can greed the loop. There's so many ways to play this. It would be really good if I could probably show you an example. I'll see if I can find one. But really, guys, you can change and mix this up. The loop is super strong. Come through, like it's, you know, I don't really know how else I can explain it. There's that many possibilities of how you want to run this. There's so many pallets that on Lerys with good loops. You could even choose to get the killer to go to Bloodlust 3. Then you could cycle away and give him this pallet if you really wanted to. Or take a hit, run away. You've just preserved, you know, a really strong loop, but also wasted a lot of time on it. Another decent one, and actually probably one of my personal favorites that I probably think a lot of people don't actually use, is... I do think it is a bit RNG dependent though. Is this one here. You got the window and the stairs. Actually a really, really nice loop. But again, I think you need to have this top window bit open. But I'll have a look. We'll have a look around, see what we've gotten. Window here. Yeah, window here. Right. You can actually fast vault this and cut around through, coming around to this door. It's open. It's open right around into the window vault for a fast vault. Cut all the way up the top. Hopefully, it's really done a lot better when this, you know, this part of the window is open. But it can work either way. You can then choose to either take a long route around there, or you can drop down and cut right back through into a nice fast vault at the window, nice and strong. And the thing is, you'll lose bloodlust as well on the killer. Like I said, a lot of Lerys is very RNG dependent, but as long as you're linking loops, you should generally be fine. There are quite a lot of pallets around, and usually one on every kind of section you get to. Another good one. You can loop this a few times, pull it down. Killers might try and bloodlust it. It is quite a difficult loop to bloodlust, similar to the other one where I was talking about before previously. You can make a lot of fake plays on this that can be quite strong. Get a lot of killers doubling back, wasting a lot of time. You can then cut away, come back through, right towards this loop, or spawn right next to it. Come through, take the window, cut right. There's really a lot, chat. There's really a lot to use. And now we're back here towards that one, and then past that one we had the double window loop that we went through previously. There's a lot to Lerys. I think, like, and some of these loops are guaranteed spawns, while other ones are changed up a little bit with RNG. The more you play on this, the more you try and figure these things out, the better you'll learn it, then the more you'll understand its potential. Right, so hopefully this helped you guys. Again, comment below. Do let me know. Did this help you? Is it something I missed? What map do you want to see next? So on and so forth. Let me know down in the comments below. Apart from that, I'll see you guys next time. I'd love to thank you guys so much for watching. I do stream every Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 9 AM to 3 PM GMT +10. There are links in the description, as well as one here right in front of you. I've already seen some of you guys come over from the YouTube channel. I'd really love to see some more of you guys come over. Again, thank you all so much, and until next time.